Starstreak is a British short-range man-portable air defence system manufactured by Thales Air Defence in Belfast. It is also known as Starstreak HVM. After launch, the missile accelerates to more than Mach 4, making it the fastest short-range surface-to-air missile in the world. It then launches 3 laser beam-riding submunitions, increasing the likelihood of a successful hit on the target. Starstreak has been in service with the British Army since 1997. In 2012, Thales rebranded the system under the Force Shield banner. Development on the missile began in the early 1980s after an evaluation of missile and gun options to increase air defense capabilities showed that a high-velocity missile system would best meet the needs and could also replace existing shoulder-launched missiles. A general staff requirement was drawn up with the requirements of the system, specifying the requirement of 3 launch platforms for the missile: a self-propelled launcher, a 3-round lightweight launcher, a man-portable launcher. In 1984, the British Ministry of Defence awarded development contracts to British Aerospace and Short's Missile Systems. The BAE missile was known as Thunderbolt. Shorts won the competition and were awarded the £356 million. Further development on a production contract materialized in November 1986, and the missile was officially accepted into service in September 1997. The missile was intended to replace the Javelin surface-to-air missile in British service. The LML and shoulder-launched versions have been in use since 2000. In July 2001, Thales received a contract for a successor identification friend-of-foe system for Starstreak. In mid-2007, Thales UK in Northern Ireland revealed that it had developed Starstreak 2, a much improved successor to the Starstreak missile. Some of the advantages included in this new missile are an improved range of 7 kilometers, an improved targeting system and the ability to operate at much higher altitudes, up to 16,404 feet. In 2011, when it won a contract for the lightweight multi-role missile, Thales announced it agreed with the Mach to re-roll previously contracted budgets to facilitate the full-scale development, series production and introduction of the LMM. The contract affected is speculated to have been Starstreak. Starstreak 2 is a development of Starstreak aimed at increasing range beyond 7 kilometers and improving lethality. Description: the Starstreak missile is transported in a sealed launch tube. This tube is attached to an aiming unit for firing. The operator tracks the target using the aiming unit's optically stabilized sight. The process of tracking the target allows the aiming unit to compute the right trajectory to bring the missile together with the target. The operator can indicate wind direction to the unit and, in the case of a long-range target, provide super elevation. When the initial tracking is complete, the operator fires the missile by pressing a button. The missile then fires the first-stage rocket motor, which launches the missile from the tube, but burns out before leaving the tube to protect the operator. When the missile is a safe distance from the operator, the second stage fires, which rapidly accelerates the missile to burn-out velocity of more than Mach 4 400 meters away from the operator. As the second stage burns out, the 3 dart submunitions are released. Each dart consists of a rotating forebody with 2 canard fins attached to a non-rotating rear assembly which has 4 fins. The rear assembly also houses the electronics that guide the missile. The dart housing is made from a tungsten alloy. The darts are each 396 mm long with a diameter of 22 mm and weigh about 900 grams. Around half the weight of each dart, approximately 450 grams, is its explosive charge detonated by a delayed action impact-activated fuse. The missiles are guided by two laser beams projected into a two-dimensional matrix by the aiming unit. The laser is modulated according to its position in the projected matrix. Earlier laser guidance systems used a single beam that had to be kept on the target at all times. If it moved off the target, the reflection would end and guidance would be lost until the target was regained. The problem could be reduced by making the laser's beam wider, but only at the cost of lowering the accuracy and reducing the amount of energy being reflected. Starstreak's system allows the painted area to be much larger than the aircraft while retaining pinpoint accuracy. Each submunition contains its own seeker, which can determine the location of the target by examining the modulation of the laser. The submunitions steer by briefly decelerating the rotating forebody with a clutch. The front wings then steer the missile in the appropriate direction. The three submunitions fly in a formation about 1.5 meters in radius, and have enough kinetic energy to maneuver to meet the target evading at 9 grams at 7,000 meters. On impact with the target, a delayed action fuse is triggered. This gives time for the projectile to penetrate the target before the explosive warhead detonates. The tungsten housing is designed to fragment and produce maximum damage inside the target. A demonstration was conducted in September 1999 that showed the missile being used against an FV-432 armored personnel carrier, showing the missile's effectiveness as a surface-to-surface weapon. Each submunition dart traveling at 1,250 meters per second has comparable kinetic energy to a shell from a Bofors 40 mm gun and probably has sufficient energy to penetrate the front armor of an infantry fighting vehicle. However, it lacks the armor penetration capabilities of a purpose-built anti-tank guided missile or of a dual-purpose missile. Service history. In 2012, the Ministry of Defence announced that it would be placing a Starstreak detachment on top of a block of flats in London in preparation for the 2012 London Olympics. The ministry claimed that the area was the only suitable location for an air defence detachment of the type. Some residents were upset and uncertain of the necessity of the detachment. In 2013, the British MOD ordered 200 more Starstreak missiles, variants ATASK, fired from a helicopter. This was developed in combination with McDonnell Douglas and Lockheed Martin Electronics between 1995 and 1998, specifically for use with the R-64 Apache. It has yet to enter service. LML, fired from a lightweight multiple launcher that holds 3 missiles ready for firing and can be used as either a stationary launch unit or mounted on a light vehicle such as a Land Rover or HMMWV. The LML originated in a proposal under the Army Suggestion Scheme for the Javelin system, C-Streak. 2 versions of a naval mounting have been demonstrated, a one-man mount similar to the LML but carrying a total of 6 missiles, and a close-in weapon system mounting holding 24 missiles. HVM, carried on an Alvis Stormer AFV with a roof-mounted 8-round launcher with internal stowage for a further 12 missiles. Starstreak Avenger, built to U.S. Army requirement in the early 1990s, this system integrated the Starstreak missile on the Boeing Avenger vehicle, replacing 1 pod of Stinger missiles with 1 pod of 4 Starstreak and modifying the fire control system accordingly. Starstreak Mach II, upgrade to the Starstreak Thor multi-mission system, a 4-missile turret mounted on a Pinzgauer cross-country chassis, unveiled by Thales UK in 2005. Rapid Ranger weapon launcher on ROV/MTAC vehicle. Advantages. Starstreak has a number of advantages over infrared homing-guided, radar homing-guided, and radio command guidance MCLOS, SACLOS missiles. It cannot be jammed by infrared countermeasures or radar, radio countermeasures. It cannot be suppressed with anti-radar missiles. Its high speed makes it more likely to be able to intercept a fast-moving aircraft. 3 submunitions increase the size of the lethal area, increasing the probability that the target will be hit by at least one submunition. Its high speed reduces the amount of time for effective usage of any potential countermeasure, such as the beam maneuvering or illuminating the guidance laser source with a dazzling battlefield laser. Disadvantages. The major disadvantage is the submunitions, having no proximity fused, must collide with the target in order to harm it. The guidance laser may be detected after the missile is fired, if the target aircraft is equipped with a suitable passive laser warning system. In contrast, to detect a passively guided infrared homing missile requires Morse detectors with significant disadvantages. Radar-based closure detecting style Morse radiate an easily detectable signal that reveals the aircraft and may be used as an auxiliary homing signal by AA missiles, and infrared launch signature detector-based Morse tend to be subject to a high false alarm rate, which reduces attention paid them by the pilot. Battlefield obscurans, such as smoke, can degrade the ability of the missile operator to see the target, and could potentially interfere with the guidance laser. This is also the case in misty, rainy conditions. The training level of the operator is critical since, unlike infrared-guided missiles, the operator has to track the target exactly with the sighting unit aim point. If the aircraft detects the targeting laser, it has the whole period of the missile flight time to engage in avoidance maneuvers, which adds additional challenge to the missile operator's target tracking task. Operators. Current operators: United Kingdom HVM, approx 30 systems for a frontline establishment of 24. South Africa LML-8 LML launcher systems. Stockholm International Peace Research Institute trade registers list the number of portable SAMs delivered as 96, with another order for 82. Thailand Royal Thai Army, or ordered in 2012. Indonesian Army, first order was in November 2011, followed by a second, but no deliveries were made and the contract was renegotiated in January 2014 to equip 5 batteries with Starstreak missiles, Control Master 200 radars and weapon coordination systems. Lightweight multiple launchers on Land Rover Defenders and Rapid Ranger weapon launchers on Sherpa vehicles, at a cost of over £100 million. Malaysian Army, or ordered an undisclosed number of LML and vehicle-based variants in July 2015.